Hello all, welcome to Java Talent. In this today video tutorial, we are going to cover how we can export the PDF report. So you may be come across developing your application, and then sometimes you need to generate a report as a PDF document. So in this today video tutorial, we are going to cover it, and then I'm just going to generate one invoice using the Spring Boot MVC application, and that invoice I will be going to export as PDF. So let's just start with the application, like how we can do that. So if you see what are the dependency I'm going to use in my today video class. So if you see that like Spring Boot DevTools, so this is the optional. These first two is optional. Spring Boot DevTools and Lombok API is optional, but yep, we are using it as per the convenience, and it will be very helpful. So it will remove, like, basically if you are using Lombok API, there will not be any getter and setter and all that we have to write it manually. So let's next one is like Spring Boot Data JPA. As we are just going to connect with the database, I'm just going to use the MySQL database here to connect with the database, and then MySQL Driver I need to use, and the Thymeleaf I'm going to use for demonstrating the UI. So user interface, to creation of the user interface, I'm going to use the Thymeleaf, and then Spring Web application, Spring Web dependency, as you know that, like if you are going to use any MVC application. So let's start the development. So before of that, and then if I am just wanting to generate the PDF file, so I need some dependency heads to be added. So I'm just going to use the ice text. So let me write that also here. I text. So this is the one which I am going to use. Okay, so this is the dependency I am going to use for this lecture. So make sure like what the dependency version and all that which you are going to use. So make sure that will be compatible here. So I will let you know that like which version of that dependency I'm going to use, and you can just simply get it from the uh, dependency section and Maven dependency repository. So if you type itext, so I'm just going to use this one, itext low exig dependency. You can use anyone. So this is the dependency version, like 2.1.7 I'm going to use for today. So now what is the PDF export functionality will be, I'm going to create one simple page for listing out all the invoices, and then there will be a edit command, like edit button will be there, edit and delete button, so that I can edit the record, I can delete the record, I can add the record, add the new invoice, and after that there will be one hyperlink I'm going to provide as export data as PDF, and then that will generate our customized PDF file to the download section. Means it will download basically. So iText is basically a Spring Boot internally work. How it will work is like if your whole process become very easy. So iText, if you see that API will be generation process for the PDF file. So we only need to create the PDF, a specific component such as what the I just wanted to be on to the customized onto that particular PDF, like header, footer, and title, using this iText API. And then as part of the MVC pattern, if you have remember, so there will be a Spring Boot plus iText API. The workflow will be like view component is there, and then view component will be implements from the abstract view, and then abstract view will be extending from the abstract PDF view. So if I can write down here, so for example, if you see, so view, and view will be like, let me, so if I can note down here view, so and it will be coming from the org dot spring framework dot web dot servlet dot view. So this is the basically the component from where it will be expanding it. So org.spring framework dot web dot servlet dot view. So if you see here, like this will be implements, as this is the interface, it will implements from the abstract view. So the next will be our abstract view. So it will also come from the same place, like org.springframework.web.servlet.view.abstract view. So I'm not going to write full name, so dot 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 I'm going to give here. And then from there, if you see, now I have to extend my custom things, which is I'm going to use. So I'm just going to extend from my invoice data PDF. So I'm just going to use that abstract PDF view. So this is the view, one of the view I'm going to use, and that I will extend from my customized class. That I will going to use. So this one I will make one class which is nothing but invoice data PDF export, and this one will be extend from this abstract one, and abstract one will be extending from the abstract view, and then abstract view will be extending from the implementing the view. So this is the infrastructure that what we are going to follow. So let's start the development. I have the application already developed, so I can just go through it because it was taking some time. In the earlier video I see that the comments were coming there, so that I'm just going to do like this way, and make sure I will be pushing my codes to the GitHub repository if you need it for your reference. So let's start from this, like what are the dependency I have already mentioned, and then I will going to create the entity class. So let's go one by one. So this is the invoice entity class what I have created. So if you see that entity class, the name I am given as invoices because in my database there is the, if you see here, Java Talent, this is the instance that what for the database. So if you see, there is the invoice table. So I do not want to disturb my existing table, that's why I have given the name as invoices here. So it will create my class, means my table, as invoices here, and I'm just going to use 4 field: ID, name, location and amount for my invoice. Now I have to create the interface, repository interface, so that I can connect with my database. So in the repo package, if you see that repo package, I've just created that invoice repository, and which is extended from the JPA repository, and this is the type I have to give as invoice, and then class type is invoice, and then my primary value will be long. So if you see that ID I have taken as long, so that I am taking here as long. Now my repository is ready, I can able to connect with the database. So now I have to create the service layer. So to develop my service level, I have created one interface. So if you see, this interface is having some of the method, like I wanted to save the invoices, so that save invoice is there. So let me refactor this method name. Invoice, okay. So okay, so save invoice method is there, which will be returning the invoice after saving the invoice. The same invoice will be saving, and that invoice will be returning here. I just wanted to invoke that all the invoice should be coming from this method, and then I just wanted to get some invoice from the ID, particular given ID, and then delete the invoice and update the invoice. So these are the method which I have given into the service interface. So if I can go with the implementation part, so service implementation, here I have annotated this class as service, as to make it as a bean, from my Spring Bean configuration, and then I am injecting the auto wiring. That means I am injecting this repository class. So this repository will be injected here, and then if you see like if I am saving the save invoice method, so there is nothing like, you know, that repo.save method and then particular invoice I have to pass as parameter, and that will be saving. To find all the invoices, repo.find all method is there, which will be returning the list of invoice, and then for same like if I need to get it as by ID, so I have to pass that ID, and based on that ID I will get this invoice, and using this optional uh, class. So this will be basically, it is a container object which may or may not contain a null value. So if you read like this is the new things, you can go through my one of the video, and then I will create most probably the optional and optional more detail like what it is, and then it is the type of the value, like what are the parameters I need, I can pass it, and it is coming from the Java 8 features. And I'm just checking whether the return value what I have get from this repository class, if it is present, then I'm returning that object. Otherwise I'm throwing the customized exception. So if you see that invoice not found exception I have given, so this is then exceptions I have created here into the exception package. If you see this in exceptions package, I have created this exception by extending from the runtime exception, and I'm just taking it as my custom message. Whatever the custom message I am giving, that will be my randomized exceptions. So you can just do it like if that repo is not found, if invoice is not found, I can just throw the exception based on that. And to delete that invoice by ID, I need to pass it as repo.delete and get and I need to pass that ID. And now if you see here like update invoice, so update invoice will be the same method I am going to use here, and that will be updating my invoice, existing invoice. So now if you see for now, if you run this application, and there will be a controller. Let's see controller. So to make my controller, I have annotated this class with the controller to make as a bean, and then if I'm going with the request mapping, this will be my request mapping part here invoice. And service class I am injecting here, and then one by one method I am just going to use that. So default will be get mapping as slash, and then I am going to return as home page. So this is my first page of the applications from where I am going to show the view of the application. So this is my home page. I am going to create this home page HTML page into the application. And to register, I have given this register URL that will be also get mapping, and then I am returning this view. So now for the save, I am just calling the same invoice method, and then if you see here model attribute, what I am passing as invoice, and then model service.save invoice is as save, and then I'm just getting that ID what the invoice has been saved. That ID I'm just going to print as the record. Means one message I'm going to give it to the console base onto the UI itself. So that will be like record with that particular ID is saved successfully, and that I am just going to return as to the model onto that model particularly. And then I'm just returning this register invoice page as HTML page. And to get all the invoices, I have created that all invoices page as the HTML page, and that I am going to return. To get all the invoices, I need to pass this request parameter. So that will be my message, and that message and list both I am just going to return as the model attribute. So that will be printed onto the UI, and then edit mapping is there. So let me minimize this part so that code can be visual. Okay, so edit is there, like to get edit page means first page I am just going to make it as null, and then based on this invoice service.get invoice by ID, I'm getting that invoice, and then I'm just means if it is the model.attribute is invoice, then I'm just passing that same page edit invoice page. And if it is invoice is not found, means if that exception is coming like invoice is not found, then I'm just going to redirect again the same page get all invoice page onto the same page, and then I'm returning the page. And for the update, like same thing. For the update, I have to pass that method update invoice method, and then after that method I'm just getting the ID and printing the message onto the console that this attribute has been updated successfully. And if it is and then after getting it updated, I'm just returning the get all invoice onto the same page, because if you are updating the page, you do not need to go to the another page. And delete same thing like service dot delete by invoice by id, that id particular id whatever the request parameter I have given here, that id I'm just going to delete, and one message I'm just going to print if it is not found. For example, if I'm going to delete one id which is not there into the database, so I must be getting that exceptions, invoice not found exception. So in that case, what I'm going to I'm just going to print that stack trace, and then I'm going to get that message and redirecting to the same page. This is the one additional stuff, so let it be. I will go through it later. One second, let me comment it. I just wanted to show something, then I can uncomment this value. Fine. So now you need to create this HTML page. Like before of that, let me go to the properties, like what the properties I have given. So first name is, you can ignore a spring.application name, it is optional. I have given it, but you can ignore it. Server.port, it is also optional, 8080 by default it will take if that port is utilized from another application. So you need to specify this port additionally manually if you want to run onto the particular port. And then I'm going to use MySQL database, so that the configuration I'm going to give here, URL this one, and this is my schema name, and this is the URL class driver class name. So for my class name is like driver class name is MySQL CJ JDBC driver, username is root, and the password also I have given as root. And this is the dialect what I am going to use for MySQL, and this is a generate DLL so that I can see the query onto the console. And DDL auto, if you see, this is there is the lots of options. So if you just control space, so you can see that like create drop non update validate. So if you want to create the table, and after closing your application, if you want to drop the same table, you can do it here. And if you want to only the create the table, so that you can just use the create. But I just wanted to get an update, like if there is any modification onto the entity, it will update my table. And so SQL is like this one, generate SQL DDL, and then true. Now let me go to the view. So you need to put your view pages into this src main resources folder into the templates. So if I can go with the home page, you can see like the home page what I have given is as from the Thymeleaf I am using. So this is the Thymeleaf like what I am using here, and if you see I have created the body. This is the header part, and this is the body, in which body I'm creating the I am using the div class, so that you can see here like column 5. I'm just going to make that column as 5. And welcome to invoice MVC applications. This is the one message header I am going to give it as. And this is the something like if you see that card header, bg info, background info, text center, text white, in which color you wanted to print the text. And div I'm just going to judge card. You can explore the Thymeleaf API, and you can understand this basically the div tag what it will be doing all. Okay, so this is what, let me just format it so that you can just see. And then this is the first div, and in the another div I'm just going to use that this is my body, and this from this body I'm just going to create one form, and in that form I need to add all the details like what I'm going to use. So if you see here, add invoice, one message, one button I'm going to print. So if you see here, this will be a link to add that invoice register page. And this is my success message class, success class, and this is my this is not the class, this is the button type basically, if you see that. And this is the button type for the area and header, and then all. If I will run my application, you can just see that what is the difference. And there is the one hyperlink I am going to use for to show my all the invoices, and my hyperlink will go and call to that invoice URL, and that get all invoices. This will be for registration, and this will be for getting all the invoices. So means adding the invoice and getting all the invoice. First one is this one, and then if I can go all the invoice page, so you can see like all the invoice page, this will be similar. And then if you see that I am using the call 5 container, I'm going to use the container, and that is the same thing card. For my heading section, list of invoices, how many invoices is there, and in that invoices I just wanted to give that value export data into a PDF. This will I will give you, and let it be this part just ignore. One second, this will I will let you know. For now you can just ignore that part, this part basically, and I will add you like when I will demonstrate the PDF generation thing, then you can go it. I just wanted to print that table: ID, name, allocation, amount, edit, delete option, and then this is my object. I am created the one object, and then from that object list I am getting that ID, name, location, amount, and there will be the one link I am going to use as delete and for edit in the same page. And I just wanted to make sure that the add invoice and go to home page will be there, same page. Now I will go to the registration invoice. So register invoice, the header will be same, and this container will be same. Register invoice will have different things for the means if I will click on to that particular register invoice, so here it will be, if you see that card value is here, and then what I have to do is I need to register that particular given block. So I need to make that will be manipulating into the tabular fashion, that what the data I have to pass. So I need to pass the name, location, and amount. These three things I need to pass, because ID will be generated automatically. And if you see here, action what I am going to use is, this is the my table header action, form action, and this is post method, because I am going to manipulate the data. I am just going to create the data, and ID will be invoice form. Okay, and if I need to delete that, so for delete as, this is for registrations. Okay, and if I have to delete, there should be one page, edit or delete. So edit page will be there here. If you see edit invoice, so I need to edit that invoice. I need to first get the ID of that invoice. So object I am given here as invoice, and that particular ID, if you see here, that ID I am taking, and ID, name, whatever the location, it will populate that value and it will update it. So let's this is the all. I am just leaving one package here as view package. I will demonstrate it later, because that package will go and call my PDF generation view, that what I have shown you earlier into here. So that will be invoice data PDF export class that I will create here by extending that class, and then I will let you know. So for example, let's run these applications for now and then see if we are able to make that application running onto the UI portion, and we are able to get all the link. At least we are able to get the link, then I can go ahead and then print the. So if you see, I have not I do not have any table of that invoices here earlier, and so if you see here, create invoices table, it will be generating this value, and this is the like insert into that invoice one value it is trying to insert. Let's refresh the schema. So if you refresh the schema, we must be seeing the table as invoices. See, invoices table is come. So if you refresh it, there is no any data. So if you run the application, we must not see any data into the UI as well. So let me run the application. My application is running on 8888, and my request mapping is invoices, and this is my header. If you see our console controller page, so we have invoices and then slash for my home page. So it will return the home page. See, welcome to invoice message, what message we have given, and add invoice, so all invoice, because there is no any invoice, that's why it is not showing any invoice. So if you see, this is our home page, and if it will be there will be any invoice into the database, so that it will go and then populate all the invoices here. So first let me add the invoice, and like laptop location is Chicago, amount is 80,000, save invoice. So if you see that the message what I was talking about, successfully saved. If you show all the invoice, see, all the invoice is populating here with the delete option and edit option. Now let's add one more invoice, 1,50,000. Second record is inserted, mobile, India, 1 lakh. tablet, suppose. Okay, not this one. 80,000. Location is Indonesia. So this is all the data what I just entered. If you see that, yep, all the data has been inserted. This link is coming because in the same page, get all invoices page, we have not commented that. If you see all invoices, we have commented one place, but we have not commented onto the other places. That's why it is. Okay, so let me go ahead and edit it. It will edit the record for you. For example, if you want, it will update. Let's see. And if you see the here at the last, you can see the message also, and now we will see that 85,000. So this is working fine. And if you click on this one, it will generate the PDF as for you already. So because I have not commented my code, so let's go back and show you that thing. So what I have commented out. So view page, if you go to the view page, let's see. In my view page, I'm just creating one class invoice data PDF export by extending it from the abstract PDF view. And if you see that, there will be the one override method we have to do is build PDF metadata, and this is the some customization message, like what the message in the header, and this is my font and font alignment, and then the text what I just wanted to print onto that particular PDF, and then footer. So this is my footer, and this is my header, and this is my actual content. So if you see that content is like build PDF document, what the document I want to print as. So if you see there, this is the file name. If you want your PDF should be some customized name, you can just use it from the properties file or anywhere, so that it will be customized, and you can just rename the file name as well. But for now I have given that invoices.pdf, so it will generate the file name as invoices.pdf whenever I will click onto the export data. And this is the some customizations, title, invoice data, and then this is the set paging, spacing and all, and then font table, font details. I just wanted to format it, and then for each list of the item of the invoice, I'm just iterating it and adding to the table, and then that table I'm adding to the document. So most probably we have done here. And if you see what the comment I have commented out here, so let it be. So stop the application and edit home page, register page. Okay, so these are all the file. And one thing I missed to show you, if you open the pom.xml, you can most probably see that itext API Maven dependency. See, I just wanted to show you that so that you can at least use the same version of API. You cannot say that like it is not working or I'm getting error or something like that. Okay, at least you can able to run your application successfully, and you can do the modification as per your requirement into the project. So let's run this application once again, and then I will check whether all the things is working fine or not. And if I can show my data, so most probably you can see some data should be there. See what the data I have given: Chicago, USA, India, Indonesia, and then laptop, mobile tablet, etc, etc. So all the data is there because I am using this update, so that will be there already. And let me run this applications once again. So I'm going here into the home page. This is my home page. So if you see that the show all invoices, so it will populate all the invoice. And if you want to add some invoice for more, you can just add it. Okay, just add some TV, location India, 45,000. So it will be add the data. If you want show the data, if you want to edit, just edit it. 145,000. So it will update you that has been updated. If you see that true ID has been updated, go to home, show all the records. Now if you want to export the data, it will export it because invoices is already there. Now it will be generating one more PDF, and if you open that PDF, see invoices PDF view. This is what we have given into our class. See, you should be able to invoices PDF view. Fine. And this is invoice data. We have formatted it like that way. That's why it is coming. So where is that invoice data? So we have given on top of table invoice data ID name. So this is my column name. So if you see that table head, I have given that font this one, and then bold color blue this one, and same it is taking invoice data. Okay, so see what is the paragraph title I have given as invoice data. That's why it is coming there, this one. And this is my header part, this is my all the table content. So this is my header, and this is my data, and this is footer. See at the last what the footer we have done. Let's see that footer things. So for footer, header footer, we have created that PDF export executed on the particular date, new date of today. Alignment as center, and then we are setting that footer to the document. See, PDF export executed on this one, Saturday, May 18th, today only, IST 2024. What it is? One additionally, why it is added? Some date formatting and some data I will be giving some issue. Okay. So this is the PDF file, and if you want you can just cross check with the physically also, not an issue. Physically it will be there. See, we are able to map it, correct? So this is our data, and this is printed onto the console. Yeah, that's all for today. I just wanted to capture these things in today's video tutorial. Please subscribe my channel and like my videos. Thank you.